Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 29 of What If Naruto was the Otsutsuki King. Remember to get this one to 300 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto got his memory sealed away over on Anime King 2 and enjoyed that. I also posted a new episode of What If Naruto was given a second chance on this channel, so go ahead and enjoy it as well guys. And I also posted a new episode of What If Naruto learn the clone secret in the beginning, so go ahead and enjoy it as well guys. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. And remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking back to all of you. So without further ado, what is we begin this new episode? Begin the intro. So, the last time we left off, Naruto was facing off against the combined two Otsutsukis who now go by the name Lizil, as they were trying their best to bring Naruto down, throwing attacks after attacks, trying to hit him. With everything they throw at Naruto, Naruto either repel or just blow it away like it was nothing. As Naruto got bored, it seems like their power was nothing compared to his. Ezekiel boasts himself thinking that he was strong, but he soon come to realize that he was nothing, as a violent force crashed into him, making him go down to his knees. Looking up, he could only laugh. After training so hard, improving himself to get stronger, even with his combined sister, he could still not stand up to Naruto's might. But he chuckled and told Naruto that he will still not win, because his brother will kill him. It was like some kind of a taboo because none of them spoke his brother's name. As Naruto looked at him, as Naruto's eyes changed, shocking. Lizil realized that he had no chance of winning in the first place when he saw those eyes. Hearing Lizil talk about that, Snazzy asked Neji to look, but Neji couldn't even see. It was like there was just this amount of fluctuation of chakra. It was too beyond dense for him to see anything. Naruto grabbed Lizil's head and there was a bright, blinding light. Everyone had to close their eyes. When the light died down, Lizil's body dropped to the ground. His eye sockets were burned out. He was dead. As the group went over there, the next day, Naruto found Mito crying as he went to talk to her. She was scared. Hearing about him being a king and all that, she was thinking that they would come to take him away or he will have to go there with them. But Naruto told her that nothing will keep him away from her. He will never leave her alone. With that, Naruto headed off, as the both of them sit down with the group and ate breakfast. As Naruto met up with Ino, she had wanted to meet with him today. She told him yesterday. They went on some sort of date, seeing that they went around the village, enjoying each other's company. They ended with a wonderful picnic basket that Ino brought in a stroll. She then decided to make her feelings known as she told Naruto that she liked him. She has liked him ever since they were at the academy. She has liked him even beyond that, when they were much younger, when he was always there. She was scared though, knowing Naruto that he doesn't really show much emotions. She didn't know what he was thinking. But to her surprise, he told that he liked her as well. Despite everything, he has a feeling in his heart that he didn't really feel for the other girls, as he knew they had feelings for him as well, but it is stronger with her, as she took a bold move and kissed him. They were adults now, as she decided to make her chance known. She had the perfect chance. She brought him to a hotel without saying anything. As the woman at the receptionist saw him, she smiled and greeted Naruto, as Naruto's name got quite popular after Tsunade announced that Naruto defeated some intruders that wanted to attack Konoha. The moment they got in the hotel room, as Ino jumped on Naruto. This was her chance, and she was not going to be placed on the sidelines anymore. Behind the shadows, she took her chance as he started to kiss her back. This was her first time, so she told him to be gentle with her. And the both of them got down to it. The news started to spread through Konoha, with the receptionist telling her friend as it went off to another, as the girls has been doing some light practicing, so they decided to catch something at Ichiraku Ramen before going home, seeing that Mito was going to cook tonight. After the two girls heard that, Guren and Karin, they were upset as they walked away, leaving Mito to pay for a check. As she paid and was heading home, when she bumped into Sasuke, she was pretty nervous. She wouldn't even look at him, as she told him that what Lilith said. But Sasuke did not answer the question, as he told her he couldn't do that now. He walked away as she lowered her head, as Sasuke couldn't focus on that now. His mind was preoccupied with killing Itachi, and that is the only thing that he would do now before anything else. So yeah guys, that was basically that's where we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So what do you say we begin this new episode? It was the crack of morning as Naruto slowly opened his eyes. He had a wonderful sleep, and last night was simply amazing. He never knew that sex was this pleasurable. To think that he's been going his entire life without this feeling, it was just beyond amazing. Well, he did read in the book that it was better with someone who you cared about, as he wondered if it was because of Ino. Speaking of her, he turned his head, as Ino had a smile on her face even in her sleep. Her blonde hair coming down to her face, making her look even more beautiful as the sunlight rays shined on her face. It was like clockwork as Ino stirred a bit, as she slowly opened her eyes. Seeing Naruto's beautiful golden eyes looking at her, she smiled. "Good morning, Naruto," she said. "Good morning," he said, as Ino couldn't help but smile. "Well, last night was amazing," Naruto said, cutting her off. "I'm glad you think so," she said, "even though we were new at this." Ino then focused at the clock behind him. "Oh my god," she said. She jumped out of bed. "What's wrong?" Naruto asked. "It's 10 o'clock already?" As Naruto looked over and realized that they slept in. "I'm supposed to be opening the shop today and running it, seeing that I have no missions. We're on a break currently. Mom said that she went to the market early, and Daddy's out on a mission," she said. "I'm gonna go home and take a shower and get everything ready," she said. As she looked over at Naruto, calming herself, she walked over. "I hope we can do this again some other time." Naruto simply smiled at her. She leaned over and planted a kiss on his lips. "See you later," she said. "I know that you're gonna have a problem with the girls to tell them. Don't worry, I'll come by and explain to them, okay?" "That will be good," he said, as Ino left the hotel, leaving Naruto just lying there. After she left, he just lied down on the pillow. He didn't really have much to do today. After what happened yesterday, Tsunade told him that he could take some time to rest. The Otsutsuki body was taken to the department for them to study it and try to find out any secrets about it. The thing is, Naruto was trying to probe the mind of that being, but he was sure if he wasn't who he was, he would have been dead right now. As he was going to go into the mine, there was a bright light. He wasn't the cause of that, but a force of electricity came out. It ran right into his fingertips and traveled through his body. It was going to his heart to destroy it, as he could feel it jumbling through his body. Lucky enough, he released a burst of chakra that pushed it out of his system, and he ended up eradicating the body, burning out the eye sockets, destroying the insides. That is why the eye sockets were burned out. But the mind was already gone. Once he was trying to probe it, to get information, it was like there were some countermeasures, stopping him from getting any information. He was sure that his brother was behind this or something. As he wondered, his brother must not know where he is up to this point. But how did these two find him? And how did his brother not know anything about it? Because he was sure his brother would come here. After all, that Lilith, Ezekiel, even Amara, and Ishiki has been telling him, it seems like his brother really wanted to kill him or something. He still doesn't know why yet. Probably has something to do with his power. Well, yeah, the Shinigami did told him that their powers cannot be combined. It will be catastrophic. It is just out of balance. He really wondered how powerful he was supposed to be. If he should gain his brother's powers as well. Would he really be on the same level as a human anymore? Or would he pass humanity and go into the divine realm? Well, seeing that it was going to happen now, there was no point of thinking about it. He got up. Ino went home to shower, but he didn't have anywhere to go in a rush. So he went to the hotel shower. After taking a long, nice shower, he got his clothes as he headed through the door. Going back to his house, he was stopped as he saw Yujiro in her on-full uniform. "Good day, Naruto," she said. "Good day to you, Yujiro," Naruto said. "How have you been? It's been a while." "Well, things haven't been that hard," she said. "But I had you to thank for that." "So, we should catch up one of these days," she told him. "I've heard about some recent endeavors with you and the Yamanaka heiress." "What?" said Naruto. "Oh, it's the news around Konoha now. Everyone who's everyone has been hearing about it." "How?" Naruto said. "Well, I don't really know how it started, but the news is going around." Naruto sighed. He never expected the news to travel so fast. "Oh, and you've been called by the Hokage," she said. Naruto sighed as he turned around, as he went off with Yujiro. Stepping foot in the tower, he saw most people looking at him. In their eyes were admiration, after hearing about his great feat yesterday, protecting the village. He didn't really pay them any mind, as he went straight to the Hokage's office. He didn't bother even to knock, as he just entered the room. To see Tsunade going through some paperwork, she looked up at him and put the paperwork aside. "Have a seat," she said, as Naruto sat down in the couch. "Have you examined the body?" he asked. "Well, that's one of the reasons I called you here. It's completely liquefied." "Huh?" said Naruto. "It seems like there was some contingency, in case this person ever died or something, because the brain is completely mush." "Why didn't you try to read his mind or go through it like you did with Orochimaru?" "Well, I tried," Naruto said. "But I'm sure if I was a normal person I would have died." "What do you mean?" Tsunade asked. "There was a pulse of lightning that went through it. That went straight in my fingertips, that went through my body. It was strange. This wasn't any normal lightning, it traveled right through me. It was going to hit my heart. That is why you see that bright light. It was my force clashing with that, pushing it out of my body that released that bright light. I guess my power was too much for his body to handle, and it kind of burned his eye sockets out. Well, I guess whoever are their leaders really don't want us to know anything about him. And you said that it was your brother." "Yes, that is what I've been hearing recently. But it's like his name is taboo or something. I haven't heard his name not even once." "So what about the other Otsutsukis that you told me about?" "Well, Amaru and Ishiki, I haven't seen their faces yet. It seems like something is up. But you know this is going to just get more dangerous." "I know. If these two were able to find you, there's a high possibility of the others finding you as well." "And are all of them going to try and kill you?" she asked. "Well, Ishiki did tell me that some of them are on my side. Some of them who believe me to be the rightful king." Tsunade sighed. "This thing is just really... If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't believe you know that?" "Yeah, it kinda sounds strange myself. With us living on this planet, to know that there are other planets out there. With other powerful beings, even as strong as me. But that fight yesterday, you were holding back a lot, I could tell. Because once you got serious at the end, he was no match for you. Are you really thinking that any of them can match your power?" "Well, from what I've been told, that's my brother. That he's really powerful. That he's capable to match me. But you don't have to worry about that when time comes. I will win. Don't be too overconfident in your ability, kid. You haven't even seen him yet. I know you're strong, but think about things. It doesn't matter, I'll do anything to protect my sister. And that including saving all of you. Seeing that my sister is a part of this village, and she will one day become Hokage, it will be a shame to see the village get destroyed. Speaking about that, are you trying to take my job?" she asked. "Huh?" said Naruto confused. As she pulled a letter and threw it towards him. "What's that?" as he caught it. "Well, this is a letter from the Fire Daimyo. Yes, and I can't open it. There is a seal on it. And I, as the Hokage of this village, cannot open it. It's assigned to you. Now can you tell me why is that? When did this come near to ask? Hey, answer my question first, she said. Well, I did give him a small drop of my blood, so he could put it in the seal, so I'll be the old one to read it. Oh, and what's so confidential? Not even me, the Hokage of the village, cannot see, she said. Oh, just some personal things. And what personal things are those? Well, tell me when did this come near to ask? It was just a few minutes ago, she said. It was carried by the one of the fastest hawks at the Fire Palace. So this must really be something important. So tell me, what is it? Naruto placed his hand on the seal as it glowed before dying down and open. As he pulled the letter inside, its coordinates. Coordinates to where? I'm gonna be taking Sasuke out of the village. What? What's going on, kid? It's Itachi. Snapped in their eyes. What? They found location, Itachi? Yes. I asked the fire daimyo to do me a favor, to send his mans out. But I guess he put it in strive since he hired some hunter names to try and find them. And he finally did. As Naruto got up and started to walk away. Hey, wait! What are you planning to do? You know that, as long as Itachi breathes in this world, Sasuke will never truly be at peace. What do you think I'm gonna do? Are you gonna involve yourself, she asks. No. He wants to do this alone. Do you think he can win? Well, I train him. Yes, I believe he can win, without a doubt. What? You have so much confidence in his abilities. Well, he has not really shown anything yet. Even that little sparring session against Kakashi, he was holding back a lot. Trust me, he can win. Tsunade sighed. The way things are going, it's like you're the damn Hokage, she said. Yeah, it looks that way. It wasn't a joke, she said. I guess you're supposed to be taking the paperwork and doing it all then. Well, that's too troublesome to do. She shook her head. As Naruto started to walk away, wait, I heard about you and the Yamanaka. Are you gonna be merging the Yamanaka and the Uzumaki clan together? So you heard about that as well? Well, yes, it's been going around the village. Seeing that you have recently gained a lot of fame from saving the village. And I even heard rumors that you're planning on marrying her. What? Said Naruto. That was actually our first time together. Huh. Seems like people are taking it out of proportion. Well, make sure that Sasuke is safe. We can't have him dying out there. Don't worry. I'll be there to watch him. And don't do anything stupid either. He didn't say anything, he just simply walked away. Tsunade sighed as she leaned back in her chair. It was real like this kid was the Hokage of the village and not her. Seeing that he knows things that she doesn't know, even having location on Itachi. Well, she knew he was right on that regard. Sasuke will never truly be at peace. The village elders wanted Sasuke to reinstate and reform the Uchiha clan. And Tsunade don't think that he will truly willing to be with anyone until he get what he deserve, well, what he truly desire. And that is by killing his older brother. And if Naruto said that he's ready, she believed that he's ready. And besides, Naruto will be out there, so it's not like anyone could actually stop him. A few seconds later, Naruto had moved to the village pretty fast, seeing that he didn't want Itachi to get too far away from the location. Well, he should be able to sense him once he got there. Sasuke was currently having breakfast. He heard his hall door open as Naruto stepped inside. Haven't you heard of knocking? Sasuke asked. I found him, Naruto said. Sasuke went quiet. Get your things as fast as possible. Meet me at East Gate. And with that, Naruto simply blinked away. Sasuke clenched his fists. It's finally time, he said, as he took a deep breath in and out. As he quickly went to his room to get his things packed, Naruto reappeared at his home as he could sense Guren and Karen. He didn't want to have any talk with them right now, any long talk, any things that would escalate into them cursing at him. Naruto's body turned to light particles as he went through the window, arrived in his room. Removing his shirt, Naruto put on a new set of clothes. As he put on black boots, He tied his hair up in a ponytail as it went down into his back. He put on black pants, a white shirt underneath, with a black jacket over it. He then opened the door. As he walked through the hall, he went straight towards Mito's room. As he saw her door opening, she stepped out. "Oh, you're back, big brother," she said, looking around. He put his hand to his lip and told her to shh. "What's wrong? Why are we whispering?" "I'm not in the mood to see Karen or Gur right now." "Oh, so you know that they know?" As she smiled at him. "I heard what happened, you know," she said. "Well, good choice on you. I know that Ino had liked you for a long time now, but I thought you didn't really like her back, so I didn't say anything. But I'm glad that the both of you found each other. She should make you happy. And well, she likes you regardless." "Hey, what's that supposed to mean?" said Naruto. "Never mind," she said. "So, are you sneaking out?" "I'm gonna be going away from the village for a couple of days." "Huh? Where?" she asked. "Well, I should be done pretty quickly. I already told you why Sasuke has been this way, and why he will never truly find peace until he gets his revenge." "Yeah, I know. Wait, have you found him?" As Mito clenched her fists, despite everything, she also wanted to make Itachi pay for what he did. Seeing how close she was to Mikoto, and the woman treated her like her little daughter back then. "No, you can't come along," Naruto said. "What? Why not?" "This is personal. When Sasuke comes back, he's gonna need someone to console him. And I'm not gonna be the person to do that." "Well, you can help him with that." She lowered her head. "Yeah, I suppose you're right. Sasuke won't find actual peace until this is over." "But why can't I come?" Naruto walked over and poked her right in the forehead. "Because you have training to do. And besides, his partner is gonna be there. And I have a sinking feeling that the rest of the Akatsuki has been wanting me dead for a long time." Mito clenched her fists. "I won't let them harm you," she said. "You're right, I'm gonna continue to train and get stronger. But you should be careful as well. I know that you're strong, but don't take anything lightly. They would try their best, knowing that you're my brother and that they can't get to me because of you. They would want to kill you to get the 9 tails inside of me." She lowered her head. "Yet again, I'm being a burden to you." Naruto tapped her on the forehead. "Come on, don't be like that. I have already told you. It doesn't matter who or what. I will never put you in harm's way. And it doesn't matter how many of them come after me. I'll crush every single one of them. So cheer up. And besides, you can't be in a grumpy mood when Sasuke returns, because he will need someone to cheer him up as well. Even though he's been wanting to do this for a long time. After doing it, it's gonna hurt." "I suppose you're right," she said. "Alright then. I'll train and become stronger. And I'll also be there for Sasuke," she said. "Now that's my girl," Naruto said. "Alright, I'm leaving." She gave him one last hug. "Be safe out there," she said. As Naruto smiled, despite who he is, she's always telling him to be safe. He burst into light particles as he left. The moment that he left, Gurren came around the corner, with Karen behind her. "Where is he?" said Karen. "What are you talking about?" "Naruto." "Why are you asking me? Besides, you're the one who's supposed to sense him, right? You're the expert tracker, and the expert sensor. Well, the bastard knows that we want to see him, so he's hiding off from us. I can't detect him no matter what I do. I'm guessing that's one of his other skills." "So where is he?" said Gurren. "I have no idea what you're talking about. And by the way, if you can't sense him, how do you know that he's even here?" "Oh, I tell them," said Fu. "One of my bugs saw him. So, why is he hiding from— Oh, I remember now. You guys are jealous that he's with Ino, right?" As both girls get an angry look on their faces. Fu? I don't think you should be talking about that right now." "What's wrong? They should be jealous. Naruto took Ino away from them. And besides, Ino, she said that she's better than them for Naruto, so it's only right. So, yeah, they should be jealous. That is what Ino told me anyways." "See ya, Fu," said Mito. As Mito headed off, leaving Fu. "What's wrong?" asked Fu as she turned around, as she saw the two girls looking at her with a dead glare as she started to back up. Mito stepped out of the house as she went down. Arriving at the gates, she pulled the gates. She was shocked to see Shino coming up to the house. "Oh, good morning, Shino-san," she said. "What are you doing here?" she asked. "Oh, I'm here to see Fu." As Mito smiled. "Oh, I never really thought about that." "Thought about what?" asked Shino. "Oh, you and Fu." As she placed her hands together and made kissy sounds. Because of his clothing, Mito couldn't really see if he was getting flustered or anything. "I'm just teasing you," she said. Well, if you were supposed to meet up with her, a loud crash was heard as they saw Fu flying over the gates. Fu then landed. "Ah, Shino, you're here." She then grabbed onto his arm. "What's wrong?" As they saw the two other angry girls rushing towards them. As Fu looked over, "See ya, Mito," she said, as she fly off with Shino, making Mito chuckle. Meanwhile, "Aw," said Ino. "How long?" she asked. "Well, I should be finished quickly, but at least a day or two." "Well, if this is going to help Sasuke, I have no arguments," she said. "But be careful out there. And watch out for Sasuke as well, okay?" Naruto smiled. It was always touching to him when they told him to be careful despite knowing how strong he was. It was just showing how much they cared about him. "Well, when you come back we will go on another wonderful date," she said. As she scratched the back of her head, it seems like everyone find out. From just coming here alone, I got multiple glares from some of the other girls. It seems like your name really spread and people really started to fall for you. But they're all just jealous that I got you before. Well, can you talk to the other girls back home before I get back?" Naruto asked. "Oh, sure thing," Ino said, as she had a smile on her face. "Please don't gloat to them. They're just gonna be more pissed off." "Oh." She put on a sweet, innocent smile. "Naruto-kun," she said, in a rather sweet tone, "do you really think I'll do something like that?" As Naruto just looked at her. "You're really cute when you do that," making Ino blush intensify. She walked over, despite already being with him. It was just, she felt electrics going through her system. It was like butterflies playing in her stomach just by seeing him. She wrapped her arms around him and pulled him into a deep, passionate kiss. "Take care," she said. "I'll see you soon," said Naruto, and with that he left. Sasuke was at the gate when Naruto suddenly appeared. "What took you so long?" "Don't worry, we will find him, Sasuke. I assure you not to get overactive in this battle. I know that you're strong right now, but do not underestimate Itachi. And I know that you don't want me to help, even if you are failing. That's right, I already told you that. Even if by some chance, he's still able to best me, do not interfere. I either win and come out on top, or I either die. There is no going back now." "I respect your wishes," said Naruto, as he started to levitate off the ground, holding on to Sasuke's shoulder. "Let's go." With that, the both of them blurred away. Back at the Hokage's office, Tsunade was sitting until she got a report from Shizune. Tsunade opened the report and opened it. "Damn it. So close to the border?" "Tsunade-sama, what is it?" "Akatsuki. 2 members have been spotted close to the border. But they can't be that stupid to come here. They know that Naruto is Mito's sister, right?" "Naruto isn't here." "Where is he at, Shizune?" "He went out on a mission earlier today with Sasuke." "A mission? Why?" asked Shizune, as she was confused. "Why would you send Naruto on a mission with Sasuke? I mean, he's a one-man army himself." "Well, it is a mission on the records, but it's a chance for Sasuke to redeem himself, get what he always truly wanted." "Wait, it's about Itachi?" "Yes. It seems like Naruto made some agreement with the Fire Daimyo, and they were able to locate Itachi whereabouts, and he went off with Naruto. But is Naruto going to fight him as well?" asked Shizune. "I don't think so. Sasuke wouldn't be pleased if he joined in his fight. It was his revenge." "Are you sure that this is wise?" I am thinking about the future of the village and the future of the Uchiha clan. I know if Sasuke don't get his revenge, he will never truly be whole. From what Naruto is telling me on this trip, Sasuke, despite looking up at things now, he is still suffering from the loss of his family. He still has a burning revenge in his mind. I know he will never turn against us, but there is a possibility nonetheless. So I can't allow this to keep festering inside of him. That is why I want this to be over with and done. And Naruto said that he has complete faith in Sasuke's abilities to defeat Itachi. So I have no worries there. Well then, I guess if you say so. So what are we gonna do about the Akatsuki near the borders? Before Tsunade could say something, another medic at the hospital rushed into the room. Shizune-sama, Hokage-sama, grave news on the Fire Temple. As Tsunade eyes Naruto, what is it? Meanwhile, Itachi and Kisame were walking through a rather large clearing. They have just successfully captured the 4 tails and the extraction was completed. Their next target was the 5 tails. The Akatsuki already lost 2 of its members. It is just them now, along with Hidan and Kakazu. Progress was going well. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now they were going for the 5. The 6th tail is still unaccountable for, as he left here a long time ago and became a missing name. Hidan and Kakazu are supposed to be passing by the fire borders right now. They're supposed to be going to Take, Kakazu's former home, to retrieve the 7-tailed beetle. Hey Itachi, said Kisame, starting up a conversation. Remember what Zetsu told us recently? As Itachi didn't say anything about that boy. Who do you think was the 2 invaders that attacked Konoha? Do you think it's another group going after the tail beasts? I highly doubt that. If it is another group, they are really stupid to try and attack the village head on. And to know that he was there himself. Yeah, this kid has been getting really famous. You know, the Hidden Stone was scared into removing his name. That was the first time I'm hearing of something like that. To think that the boy actually threatened that entire village. You know, it's gonna be a real hassle to get the 9 tails. If we sneak into Konoha, if she even calls a ruckus, and worse if she has a way to contact her brother, what are we gonna do? It was our job originally to get the 9 tails. Well, I assume that the leader will take this job off our hands. Despite our strength, I believe right now there is no way we can actually take him. Well, if I can consume a lot of his chakra to the point of sucking him dry with Samihata, I believe we could take him down. But if the boy is as destructive as we heard, it's gonna take a lot more. As Itachi simply nodded. Out of nowhere, the winds start to go violent. As Kisame looked around, it seems like a storm is coming. Itachi had to quickly jump away as lightning senbons smashed the ground where he was, all of them sticking out of it. Kisame looked around. He then looked up as he saw Naruto descending down from the sky, holding on to Sasuke's shoulder. Releasing Sasuke, Sasuke flipped in the air and landed gracefully. Itachi came to a stop as he looked over. So, you have found me, little brother, he said. Sasuke said nothing as he looked at Naruto. Naruto simply nodded. Kisame smirked. You know, we were just talking about you. It's quite surprising for you to just show up right here. How did you find us? That is for me to know and you to find out, said Naruto. But for now, we're going to talk about you. I don't want you to intervene. Kisame pulled Samihata from his back, as Samihata instantly ripped through the bandages. Samihata, this is the first time you're behaving this way. Samihata was dancing. It looks like Samihata remembered your chakra. Your chakra was so tasty last time. Seems like Samihata wants more. You know, I was planning on eradicating the Akatsuki members one by one, but I want to see how Sasuke's come along. So I'm guessing I'll kill you quick, said Naruto. But out of nowhere, a swirling vortex appeared behind Kisame. A chain came out of it to wrap him around, but he jumped away. The moment he landed though, he stepped right in a swirling vortex that sucked him straight down. As Naruto stood there confused as hell, Kisame was thrown to the ground out of the vortex. He landed. Not so hard though. What the hell, he says. He looked around, realizing that he was in a dark cave. Kisame got to his feet. Kisame, I apologize for not revealing my identity to you any sooner, but this is the right time. As Kisame saw, it was the masked man from all those years ago. Let me guess, you're actually running the Akatsuki. Brilliant as always. Why did you pull me away from the battle? Kisame, I don't doubt your strength, but you cannot win against him. Judging from your tone, have you gone up against him? Yes, and the boy is quite remarkable. Wait, what about Itachi? Shouldn't you go and get Itachi? Itachi has been waiting for his battle with Sasuke for a long time now. I think in his heart, despite the Akatsuki's wishes, he wants to fight him regardless. And I believe the next time I step foot out there, that boy will attack me. And despite one of my jutsus to evade him, he's learned a way around it. But you, Kisame, you're still useful to the Akatsuki. I can't have you falling by that boy's hand. Meanwhile, Itachi was looking around, his eyes narrowed towards Naruto. As Naruto went and sat down, a distance away from the fight, he wasn't saying anything, no one was speaking. So Itachi decided to take the initiative and speak first. I'm guessing you're finally here to get your revenge, little brother. Sasuke clenched his fists. You have known all these years that I will be coming for you. You told me to focus on my hatred to get stronger. But that is where you are wrong. I still hate you with all of my heart. But having people there, having friends, having someone like Naruto to train me, that is what made me stronger. And I've been focusing it for a long time now. I have finally reached a level where you can no longer fool me, Itachi. Is that so? Itachi stepped forward as he dashed towards Sasuke with incredible speed. Before he could even reach 5 foot to Sasuke, several spikes came from the ground and impaled Sasuke all over. But Sasuke didn't scream or anything. He didn't even move. His Sharingan came to life and spin as the spikes just vanished away, turning into smoke. Sasuke spun around and clashed his blade with Itachi kunai before bringing up his feet and smashing it right into Itachi's stomach. Moving with incredible speed, he drove his blade right through Itachi, pinning him down to the ground. Itachi, you're not fooling me, he said. Oh, it seems you have improved, little brother. As Sasuke felt a hand on his shoulder before he was thrown violently into a tree. Smashing right into the tree, Itachi grabbed his hand and pinned him against the tree. Sasuke lifted up his face. Itachi was taken aback as Itachi was blown away violently as he burst into crows. The entire place started to crack around them before the world just broke apart, revealing Sasuke still standing at his original position and Itachi still standing there looking at him. How? Said Itachi as he was surprised. How did you gain those eyes? As Sasuke's eyes had a star in it for his Mangekyo Sharingan. Sasuke clenched his fists. I told Naruto to do whatever is necessary to get me stronger. Flashback. Sasuke was sleeping in bed when he heard a loud explosion. Jumping out of bed, Sasuke looked around. He was dressed in a simple black t-shirt and black pants. He was on his training trip with Naruto, so he wondered what is going on. They were in the place that Naruto created, so there was no way anyone was getting down here. He then heard crying. Walking out to the source of the crying, he saw Mother? Mikoto turned towards Sasuke. Sasuke, she said, you're a... But she couldn't get to finish that as a sword ripped right through her skull. Her body dropped to the ground at thud. Sasuke stepped back in utter shock. What is this? He said. It was then the world changed. Sasuke had the blade in his hand. as the blade was coated in blood, as he was the one that just struck down his mother. His hand moved on its own and drive right through her back, making sure that she was dead. It was then that the world shifted again. "Mother?" Sasuke said as she was crying in front of him. "Sasuke, please! No," she begged, as Sasuke sliced her down. As Sasuke kept on seeing that vision, it was then to his father. It was then to the innocent people of his clan. It was then he started to attack the people of the village. Naruto, Sakura, Kiba, everyone. He was killing all of them. Guren, even Yukimaru. All of them he was slicing down. His body was just moving on its own. Sasuke was literally crying tears now. He could not understand the pain. It was just too much. Meanwhile, in the real world, Naruto stood over Sasuke watching him. Sasuke told him to do whatever is necessary to allow him to awaken those eyes. After reading the Uchiha scroll, Naruto determined that it needed trauma. He needed to see someone die, or he took someone's precious life in front of him. Given some of the ability that he learned from Ishiki, Naruto was able to create a world of illusions that seemed so real. You even felt pain in that world beyond anything. It was different, undescribable. As Naruto stood there for a couple of minutes, it was hours, days. It went on for months in the world. Until Sasuke snapped his head up, tears streaming down from his face. But then Naruto noticed them his eyes. He had awakened his eyes. End of the flashback. "I see," said Itachi. "Know that you have those eyes. You are fated to the same fate as me. Eternal blindness." "Yes, I know about that. And the only way to fix that is to get the eternal Mangita Sharingan. Is by taking someone precious to your eyes. And I'll be taking yours, brother." Itachi smiled. "Oh, do you think you can make that a reality?" As Sasuke clenched his fists, he pulled his blade from his back. "Of course I can," he said. In an instant, Itachi was beside him. "Well then, let's see you try." The both of them spin and clash kunai against blade. Jumping back, they speed through hand sign as they release a massive fireball each. The large fireballs connected right into each other as the both of them kept out spewing out flames. As Sasuke went through hand sign in one hand, as he flicked his wrist, as a bolt of electricity, shaped like a snake, moved towards Itachi with tremendous speed. Itachi jumped away as he landed a distance away. Flicking his wrist, several kunais came out as he thrust them. As the both of them started to throw kunais and shurikens violently at each other, blocking all of them until the both of them flipped back. Sasuke then burst forward with tremendous speed as Itachi did the same. The both of them brought their leg up and clashed in the center. As Itachi grabbed Sasuke on the shoulder and flipped him around, throwing him over to the side. The moment Sasuke was about to crash violently, he flipped his body in mid-air as he landed gently. Sasuke then pulled on two wires as Itachi jumped up in the air. Sasuke smirked as he flipped his wrist as the giant Fuma Shuriken broke and part of it stabbed Itachi right in the leg. Itachi collapsed on the ground, his vision hasty. He cursed as he grabbed the piece of metal and pulled it out of his leg, throwing it aside. He then had to duck. A mighty kick from Sasuke nearly took off his head. He brought his hand around to grab Sasuke's leg, but Sasuke moved away and flipped it and landed gently. Sasuke ran through several hand signs. Lightning release. Senmon shower, he said. Itachi went through hand sign as well. Fire style. Phoenix flower jutsu. As he fired out several small fireballs from his mouth. As the Senmon shower crashed into the Phoenix style. A distance away, Naruto was just standing there. He had stand up as he was seeing the fight was getting closer to his location. Not to want to get himself caught up in anything, he decided to move back a distance. He can see that despite Sasuke training, Itachi was still strong. And Itachi was still holding back, he could tell that. Even though Naruto was wanting to see this fight, to see who will come out on top, Naruto was also curious. Up to this point, he had no idea why Itachi actually went and killed the entire clan. And before he died today, Naruto would want answers. Yes, he wanted to know what is a reality, even if it meant diving inside Itachi's mind and forcing the answers out. Meanwhile, the two brothers were clashing violently at each other, as the both of them smashed their fists into each other's faces, pushing the both of them back. Itachi flipped and landed. As he looked up at Sasuke, his vision was still hasty. Sasuke spared no time as he thrust his sword towards Itachi. The sword started to screech as lightning encased it. It came in like a lightning bolt. Itachi just had time enough to move his head as the sword grazed his shoulder. As Itachi went out in pain a bit as the lightning sparked his shoulder. Sasuke then pulled on the wire on the sword. As Itachi's eyes went wide, he quickly substituted with a log as the log was ripped through by Sasuke's sword. Itachi appeared behind Sasuke in a flock of crows, his kunai going towards Sasuke's back. The moment it touched, Sasuke burst into lightning, electrocuting Itachi, but Itachi burst into crow. The both of them reappeared a distance away, huffing slightly, while Itachi was in a much worse case. As the both of them went through Hansen and released a massive fireball. Itachi saw this fireball was being overtaken, so he closed one of his eyes, as blood ran down the other one. Amaterasu, he said, as black flames engulfed the fireball. Sasuke closed one of his eyes as well. Blood went down his. Divine flame, Sasuke said, as a white flame engulfed Sasuke's side of the fireball. Itachi was surprised when he saw that, as the two flames met in the middle. Itachi was even beyond shock when the white flame started to consume his own, as he moved away from the position, as the white flames completely incinerate everything it touched. Itachi landed, huffing a bit. What was that, he said, as he looked at Sasuke. Sasuke looked over his brother and smirked. You think you're the only one who has tricks? That was a mixture of the Amaterasu, and something I learned from Naruto. Something that is beyond your Amaterasu flames. You will not win today, Itachi. As Sasuke went through Hansign, several small balls surrounded Sasuke. Flaming balls as he looked up in the sky. They all shoot straight up in the sky before exploding in a shower of flames. Itachi looked up as he narrowed his eyes at Sasuke. Sasuke smirked as he dashed forward as they continued their battle again. As the battle went on furiously, the both of them clashed against each other, each brother not getting a grasp on each other, but getting sliced, cuts and here and there. But on the inside, Itachi was impressed. As Naruto noticed, Itachi was smiling. Despite everything, Sasuke was fighting so ferociously, but Itachi was smiling. It was like he was happy. Happy for this moment. As Naruto and Rinnegan were on, he could see everything from where he was. The both of them separated once more. This is it, Itachi. There is no more running away from me. It's time that I end this. It's time that I finally put you to rest and gain justice for my clan. Sasuke held his hand up. Itachi looked up in shock, one of his eyes bleeding. I've been working on this technique to take you out. This will end your life in a split second. Even though you will put me through a lot of suffering, you don't have to suffer, brother. You will die quickly. As Sasuke held up his hand as lightning sparkled on it. I guess you have improved, little brother, Itachi muttered. But let's see how far you have gotten. As Sasuke lowered his hand as a massive lightning dragon roared and teared through the sky coming down. There was a massive explosion that created a huge light that consumed the entire area. But Naruto didn't even squinted. He didn't even close his eyes because he saw everything. As he was watching, he saw that skeleton form came around Itachi. As the light cleared away, Itachi was on his knees. His Akatsuki clothes was torn off. He was in his black shirt underneath it. He coughed up blood violently. If I didn't have this, I would have been killed. Sasuke said nothing as he stood his grounds, his body a bit shaken, but he said nothing otherwise. Now, little brother, this will be the true extent to see how far you have gotten. As his red Susanoo started to form around him, the skeleton, as the skin, the muscles came in. As a large shield was created in one hand, and the Tatsuka blade on the other. Sasuke looked down. I have already told you, Itachi. You will be falling today. Itachi watched. He couldn't help but smirk as the skeleton form of Susanoo started to form around Sasuke as well. I see. Well, let's end this, little brother, said Itachi. I couldn't have said it better myself, said Sasuke. Meanwhile, with Naruto's brother, he was in his chambers, going through a parchment. He heard a knock at his door. Who is it? He said. It's me, sir. As he didn't say anything else as the door opened up. What is it? He asked. Sir, Juvia is here to see you, claiming that she has important news for you. Send her in. At once, sir, as the woman went away. It was then another woman came in. She had short white hair despite the others all being long. Her Byakugan eyes were a dead giveaway. She smiled. Good day, sir, she said. What is it, Juvia? Oh, it's Lilith. I just returned back on planet, sir, and I heard that you've been asking where she was last. I'm sorry to hear about her death. Get to the point already, he said. Well, I know where she was going last. As a smile came on his face. What did you just say? Yes. She told me that she overheard some very important news. Naruto brother smiled as he looked at Juvia. Juvia and Lilith were good friends. Before she left, she told me to water her plants because she didn't know how long she was going to go for. I asked her where she's going. She told me that she was going to find her beloved on Earth. A smile came on Naruto's brother's face. Earth. Why wouldn't I think of Earth? The planet literally means dirt and water. That would be the perfect place to hide. Despite her annoying tendency, she always called me her beloved because she thought we were meant to be together. But if she found out that my brother was alive, thinking that he was going to be king, he then started chuckling madly. Are you okay, sir? Juvia asked. Just fine, Juvia. He then got up and walked towards his window. Juvia, go tell Reset to gather all the important head figures. Sir, what's going on? Well, it seems like all along, someone on this planet has known where my brother is. Juvia's eyes went wide. Really? Yes. Gather all of them. I want them to see this. What are you gonna do, sir? Well, we're going to Earth. That's for one. Despite who the traitor is, when I get rid of my brother, there will be nothing for them to betray me for. I'll go do it at once, said Juvia as she headed off. A mad chuckle could be heard coming from his chambers, as the man was literally laughing as loud as he could. Finally! Earth. All along, he smashed his fist into the wall beside him as a large hole was punched right into it. The entire chamber started to shake as his power started to flare violently, making the entire tower shake as the planet itself started to tremble a bit. I am coming, brother, he said. Meanwhile, in the world of death, the Shinigami curse, things have escalated. He never thought that they would actually find each other for at least some years. But things just got worse. The Shinigami then turned around. Do you see the predicament we're having right now? Yes, I do, said a voice. You will have to stop them. How do I do that? I'm dead. And do you really think I have the power to go up against them? I will give you reinforcements, other souls. Souls that are forgotten to this ninja world, but that were great. But how will we go back? I have a plan, the Shinigami said. But when you do, you should not hold back, despite of your relationship with this boy. The person said nothing. Meanwhile, in a dark cave, Kabuto was smiling to himself. Well, smiling to the person in front of him. How is everything coming along? Said the masked man. Well, Everything is coming along great. I have found all of Orochimaru's lost information. And before Kabuto could say anything else, Kabuto's eyes went wide, making the masked man look at him. What's wrong, Kabuto? As Kabuto went silent, Kabuto, the masked man said, as he stepped forward. Kabuto's eyes were white. It seemed like his eyes rolled back in the back of his head. Kabuto snapped his eyes open. Where am I? He said. Kabuto, said a voice. Kabuto stepped back in shock to see the literal god of death standing in front of him. But guys, let me end this episode right here. If you want the next part of this, or know what to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn the bell notifications to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. But for now, I'm out of here. Peace.